running. Let's see. Are we connected? Oh, changes saved. I guess we are connected. We was going before I even updated the information. So yes, we're back. Build and Destroy show. It's just on me right now. Let me go ahead and bring in May, and we can do start virtual camera too. That way you can at least see what's showing on the screen. What's good with you?
What up? Well, spring's here. We had some couple warm little days for a little bit. I was finna break out the lawnmower and then things switched. And then I just been back inside.
Oh shit. Yeah, I was out there pulling up some weeds, and I think I threw a little onion scrap that had already started, the little sprouts. Throw that in the little garden bed. I need to make sure it gets some moisture because ain't no rain coming down yet. It looked like it was about to start raining, but it ain't. So I might have to water it in myself. But yeah, the springtime's warming up.
Yeah. I got off a little recording on Friday. I always just jot my stuff, usually fold it up and then put it on my desk. And then at the end of the work week, I'll grab all my sheets and then I just assemble them in a weird way. Like I kind of know I'll use like different inks or like different fonts, and I'll know like, oh, that one goes with this one, or this first half of this one goes to the second half of this other page. And I just assort and assemble, and then usually I can come up with a good song at the end of the week that way. And I did it, and I made a few beats at the beginning of this year, so I've been just trying to exercise over those. I still have my little download freebie ones that I always go in mine for, but trying to get a few self-produced joints out there as well. Because I do use a lot of producers locally and non for my stuff. I couldn't I couldn't make the beats as quick as I could make the raps. So I've always used other producers to help supplement that and keep the flow up.
Nah, I feel you for sure. I mean, just being able to produce any beats is a plus. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I had that in my bag, but I
And
don't.
I don't be knowing how I'm not that kind of producer yet where I can be like, oh, I'm gonna make one for this person. I just make it, and sometimes they may not even be rappable. They might just be a good listener type joint. But more often than not, if I make it, I have a bounce in mind, so I will write and record to it just to kind of get a feel for the rhythm or the flow. And then it's cool seeing what other people do to it once they get it too.
Yeah,
Because
because everyone's gonna
everybody
have a
hears a little
different
thing.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna hear something different, or if
yeah.
they can get with it at all,
Mm-hmm.
depending on your style or your abilities. Every beat, even for me, I skip over some shit. I can't. I mean, I know that's a training thing. That's one of those. Build your skill set up. You got to write at least 116 to it, even if you don't. It doesn't really fit. That's exercise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing that by the time the song's recorded, I've probably went over it a few times over multiple types of beats and types of feels, and then I kind of settle on the one that locks in the most, and then by then the voice is kind of like you wear it in, you wear the vocal cords in a bit, and I don't know, it gets a good rasp kind of sound after a while. After you go really hard, 4 or 5 takes, you kind of yell it and scream it, and then that last one, I'll do it like an in between of a conversation and a scream, and that tone will kind of, it helps relax my vocal cords, but the tone there is harsh enough from the screaming, so it gets like a gravel rasp. And I notice I like it when it's like that. I love my first takes, but I almost always do like 4 or 5 takes without the record on. I'll just scream it loud at the top of my lungs in the room. And then my first recorded take will usually be the one or 2 takes. And if it takes more than that, I just won't even do no more. Do another rap, work on another project. I'll just jump to another song. So I kind of wait for the delivery to find me rather than chasing it. Just if it don't happen within this prime time, I dump it and then go work on something else.
Shit.
So that's what I like, having multiple files open like that, because you can go revisit, and the one that you're stuck up and hung up on, you close that, open up another file. You might have that one sewed up in like a quick minute. Just
Because you're already
jump.
warmed up now, too.
There's different vibes and sounds, and it's like maybe that vibe wasn't fit for that morning. Like maybe you're supposed to be working on this one this morning. So I try to keep multiple things open at once and then revisit them. They kind of let me know when they're ready.
Shit,
If I keep stumbling, like there's those days, if it just don't work, I just won't do it. No music, I'll just turn the machines off. You could just feel it those days where nothing goes right. Like you're looking for this chord, or you found the chord and then the wires broke. And then you got to go rummage and find your replacement thing. And then, oh, you forgot that was the replacement because that part was broke on that one. There's those hardware things that pop up, looking for adapters and cords. And
Yeah, I know how that is. I mean, you was there. I lost a whole stack of music in one go.
Yeah,
Trying to open the door.
Yeah, like one little buzzkill like that, if you're not persistent, that could kill the whole like session or day or moment.
Nah, fuck
It's
that.
those
We went in there.
persistent ones.
That had me hyped. That was one of the
Yeah,
that
that
helped
takes
me.
a special that takes special wiring to keep getting at it, man.
We can't slow down for a mishap. I mean, shit. You found out your vegetable bag had mold in it, so you had to throw them vegetables away. I mean, it is what it is. Now,
Yeah, me the
maybe
other
you find some
day.
berries while you're walking around. Now keep your eyes open. Don't rest on your laurels.
Yeah, uh, um, my headphones were starting to go out, the connection to kind of where you have to wiggle it to hear it clear, and I was about to bum myself out over that because I didn't have my good over the ear headphones to record. And then I remember, like, oh yeah, the kids, they got those gamer headphones now, and it's got the dual hookup. So I grabbed that. It worked just fine. They got the little mouthpiece mic if you don't got a mic on there. Like, yeah, there is a way. I just had to stop and freeze for a minute, and then I went like, wait, there's like 5 headphones in this house. and they all do what I need. But I got so locked up in mine not working, right? My kids, shouts to my kids for having the resources too.
Well, I guess that brings me to my first topic. Well, I guess mine is all kind of, I got a few topics kind of wrapped up in one. So, talking about kids and gaming is also very connected with crypto. Um, well, it's becoming more. It's becoming more, and that younger folks have a better understanding of crypto sometimes because of that in-game spending and the understanding of in-game products. So I guess I guess I didn't have a question off top. But I did know I went down a journey in my thought process of thinking about this topic because I was thinking about just the traditional Bitcoin, some of the others that maybe the government is promoting, um, and then the joint that you was rocking with, and how you put your energy into it to be a miner and an early adopter,
Yeah.
and that's something that I think most people miss the opportunity to actually do and experience. So yeah, I guess I would start from there. My question for you is how what is it like to be an early adopter of a cryptocurrency or just a technology, and maybe the pitfalls and hurdles of your experience onboarding yourself. How did you get into it, and then how has it impacted you thus far on your journey? Because well, if you're in it, I'm in it. You're on a journey. It ain't over. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, shoot. I think I probably came across it through pop culture, honestly. It was just a, a term that started getting thrown out there. And I started researching on my own. And then, of course, any anything nowadays that you put into this computer, it's going to spit it back. Like if it sees that you have an itch to learn something, or you're more particular towards this type of thing right now, it'll just keep spitting you everything that. So I got familiar about it enough to learn that it wasn't a joke, because a lot of people didn't think that it was a real actual thing. Thought it was a gimmick, a scam. So I was researching just based off of the stereotype around the word and the stigma. Like there was no legitimacy claims from popular opinion about it. So you had to start learning from the people that are actually in it. And then when I came across the pie that was recommended through a friend from New York, he was he had got me into Sweatcoin a while back, and that was something that was basically it was an activity tracker app. You cycle miles or you run miles, and those steps were converted into Sweatcoin. And even back then, I was like, this is the joke. This is basically you could use that Sweatcoin to buy real life things or get discounts on things. But I noticed that regardless of what it is, the more sweat equity that you put into it, the more work and passion in the project, I could see how you become tied to it differently than a person that has no ties and just reads about it online. I've been involved with the PyCoin to the point of I help do the validations for new users. So a lot of that shit is us literally sitting there validating faces, making sure that these are real humans. So it does take a lot of humans. It took more humans than I realized to keep something like this going and running. So every day we validate thousands of people. It's one of them things you do it in your free time. But imagine, the person that has never validated anything like that in their life, they're going to have a different feeling about it towards the person that, with their own eyes, validated 50,000 users. Like, you can't tell that dude something different, that this is fake. He's like, I'm seeing the real people right every day. Like, these aren't robots. These are real
Because
people.
that's the point of validating.
Yeah, like this is a
I just want to. I
people.
just want to make that clear for the audience that may not understand. Validating in this term is making sure it's an actual user and not, especially now as the AI agents and shit are coming out. Um, yeah, you could have one AI agent know how to create his own bots or
Yeah,
her own. I guess an AI agent is technically not a gender.
shoot, I'm learning that in the midst of all these coins, there are different categories of coins. There are more typical stable ones, and then there are like meme style ones that are erratic. It's the same with anything. Like you get in where you fit in. Like you pick the one that resonates with your life or what you got going. You can kind of find something that matches your lifestyle. But I know at this point, unless you have knowledge on any of them, they're all going to look and feel the same to you when you hear the word.
Yeah, and like that's the key word. Unless you have any knowledge, if you
It's
got
almost like
knowledge on at
rap.
least one, you're gonna
It's like
know.
what people thought about rap music back in the day. Like, oh, you rap, and then they automatically had in their head, I already know what this dude sounds like. He just told me he's a rapper, and they didn't know about like them Def Poet Jam type dudes. Like they just thought rap was whatever was number one at the time. They thought if you rap, that you gotta probably sound like whatever's popular right now. So I think when people hear the cryptocurrency right now, all they think of is like that's that shit the president's trying to get into. Like that's I associate that with the viral lady. I associate it with
What's
this and
hold on,
that.
hold on? What's the viral lady?
The Haktua,
Oh,
they associate it with anything that gave a sensationalized freaking click culture. Like they don't realize that this started way back when nobody was caring. Like
yeah.
it's not a new thing, but you hear it as almost like it's a brand new thing.
And some people did get burned in certain cases. You know, from FTXs, Celsius, fucking BlockFi. I got burnt on BlockFi, so I you can't tell me that motherfuckers didn't lose money. I lost money.
Yeah, it's just what Nipsey Hussle was trying to do, or what he continues to do, even in his passing, was get people familiar with the blockchain concept and smart stores, digital stores. That man was one of the first that was implementing that into his storefront business,
Yeah,
and
that shit. What they was doing, like you can scan the
he
tags and it can pull up a video or a song like that. That's the
yes,
technology that I want to figure, get on.
he was our leader in that respect as far as our community, and he was there to help guide the people and show them like, yo, this is where we're dumping our money at, is buying the block and getting into this technology. And right when he's rallying up the troops, then he made that transition. But shouts to his brother for continuing that.
Yeah, Black Salmon holding it down for sure.
But we can't act like they didn't steal his sauce and run with it, like the big wigs. They
No, they could try, but they ain't. That's why I love. That's why I like where Black Sam's going right now, where they got the marathon burger. to
Yeah.
where if you watch, I watched the YouTube joint on that, uh, and remembering as he's talking through it that yeah, they used to he Nipsey Hussle said that himself. Like yeah, me and Sam knew how to work from an early age. We used to work in the restaurant, and then to have the real people giving documentary style interviews, and they're going through the process of building this restaurant idea and developing the menu, developing the food, actually going through a lengthy process to taste test and make sure this shit is good, and using top tier people, to do it. And but looking at Black Sam, he was mixing up shit. I can't remember what he was doing. He was like mixing up some chicken or something in the bowl with two bowls. He was like, "Man, I do it with my eyes closed. Look," and like you could tell this motherfucker really for
Yo,
real been in the kitchen like that. Like
not a gimmick.
it wasn't a game.
Yo, I love how you can see stuff like that through the screen. That's how good realness is. I love it.
Yeah, the authenticity.
Yeah, like you can't even fake it.
Yeah, you cannot because this that makes me want to go back and watch that joint again because it was
That's
fire.
how chefs be too. Chefs be like, look at his wrist. Like I could tell by his wrist. Look at that action. No, I noticed that at work. People you could tell who used to be chefs that work at my job now. You could just tell by how they whip up eggs in the morning. Cause like we got a little stove, little kitchen at the job. And yeah, just that certain whip. And you'd be asking them like, yo, you worked in the kitchen, huh? And they're like, yep.
So yeah, with that, I'll pivot. I'm gonna pivot directly from that. I'm coming back to some crypto, but not crypto. But I'm gonna pivot from the pie to the song pie. It just popped up on my feed.
Oh, the
Uh,
daylight
yeah,
journal.
J. Cole featuring
Yeah.
Daylight and Absol.
Yeah.
Um, since I know, like, I listened to it, it's like almost 6 minutes,
It's
and
my kind of
yeah, that's what I brought it
rap.
up. I just like I know made and listened to
Yeah.
this song a bunch of
No.
times. This is
Yo,
the
that
type
shit
of
ain't
shit
even
that
have
he
a hook.
does.
Yo, shit like that coming out gives people like me hope. Hopium. I'm like, yo, you could still throw a joint out there 6 minutes, no chorus, and still get. I think that joint got nominated, like Grammy nominated.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm like, yes, like there is a chance. And just the entendre rap, like they be saying like 50 things with 3 words.
I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that.
So that gives it
There's a
ultimate
couple lines
replay.
that I thought about that was pretty dope.
And like that shit that I do, like it gets frustrating when you have a good bar and people don't call you out on it, and then you feel like, man, I gotta explain that bar, but it's like
Yeah.
a joke. Like if you gotta explain the joke, it ain't funny. But some of these bars be so intricate, it's like, yo, you almost need like a little cliff note.
Well, to me,
How
it's
many?
just to me it's more the reach of the artist. I mean, if you're an artist that there's going to be a certain number of people that listen to that song no matter what, and a certain number of critics and blogs and like they're all going to hear that song. It's a J. Cole song on a pop up album essentially. Like that wasn't marketed at all. That shit just dropped. I remember. I ain't listened to the whole thing, but I listened to at least half of it when it came out. And
I guess they're still making stuff for people with rapper ears because there's casual listener ears and then there's rapper ears. And
well,
I feel
that's
like
why I think that we there. See, this is what I was trying to explain to Josh last week, and he didn't want to listen to me. He wants to push back and say we already had this argument. Uh, some shit we need to recategorize certain shit. It's still within the realm of hip hop, but we had different terms for rap back in the day. We used to call, certain shit backpack rap and gangster rap and conscious rap, and like now it's like we don't want to use no type of labels because we done got label scared. We're scared of using labels now because of other shit.
Mhm.
But we should be defining and specifying and categorizing. I mean, all that does is represent that our the broadness that that you know can exist within hip hop.
Yeah, you're right. Cause shouts to Sick Ill. I remember he used to do lists all the time. People loved him or hated him, but his thing was always, well, go make your own list if you don't like my list. But he'd have like these things like top 25 artists of this area. And I remember he did a list. It was like top 20 nerdcore rappers of Northwest, something like that. But I found a few nerdcore rappers in that list that I ended up liking. And not even that, I was like, yo, I could, based off listening to like the common criteria of these songs, I was realizing I could have added that as another tag to my shit. Like it made me realize I was occupying two
He's
or
in
three
there.
different subgenres within the hip hop umbrella. So I see like as far as like advertising, like it would have definitely broadened my um the project, because not only would it have this tag, it would have been like it has this too. It's another ingredient. So a lot of people are
Well,
gonna
that's what I
click
was trying to
because
explain.
yeah,
It's like
if it
it's
has
like the
that ingredient,
terrestrial radio.
they're gonna click because it has that ingredient they like in there.
Yeah, it's like terrestrial radio. There's the regular top 40. That's what I grew up on. Cube 93. Like that's what it was. Then you got uh bands within the mainstream radio from it goes from top 40 to alternative rock, hard
Mm-hmm.
rock, classic rock,
Mm-hmm.
country, and then talk radio and sports radio. But then as far as the music, then you drop to a subgenre of actual terrestrial stations, to the college stations. And that's where you get a little bit more broader spectrum to where hip hop it wasn't even on the main stations originally. They might have a segment late at night, but it wasn't a hip hop station until I mean it's technically still not a hip Cube 93 is not a hip hop station. It's a top 40 station.
Right.
So for hip hop, I think we never actually had very many stations until you get to uh, the New York era.
Yeah, that you just saying that triggered my brain. It makes me think of that whole Sugar Hill
Well, I
thing.
mean, hip hop started in New York, but I mean the
But
like
yeah, they made a radio hit.
all hip hop station like a Hot 97. I don't listen to that station like on Sirius XM or whatnot, but in my head like it only plays rap music. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm just imagining that.
Yeah.
Does
No, it
Hot
seems like
97 play like R&B? I mean, like R&B can be connected to hip hop if it is, but all R&B isn't.
mhm. That makes sense that real hip hop is scarce on the radio. It almost seems like natural law in a way because I heard the Sugar Hill stuff that came from them wanting to put hip hop on radio because before that it was like, yo, you can't. hear hip hop. Like you got to go see it in the street. Like you can't consume it through a commodity type delivery system. Like you just had to go be in there. And it seems like the harder that they try to put hip hop in the box, the real the realness of what we have to offer will never be there. Like it seems like it'll always be, like you said, terrestrial, in the streets, on the plane, like on the surface. Like, yeah, we're circulating the airwaves and we're global, but there's still certain like mycelium aspect to our art to where it's like you're never gonna get the good on this radio station. You're gonna hear it on the streets, or you're gonna see it, or you're gonna be living it. It's That's what KRS-One keeps saying. It's something that you actually live. Like that is hip hop. Like you're actually being hip hop rather than consuming hip hop or making it. You just are that all times of the day. So whatever you do is hip hop. Like even the way that we're doing this right now is hip hop. Just because how we're doing it.
Nah, I feel that 1,000%.
Trying to figure out like this shit really is a way of life. Like there's no age that I'm gonna turn where this is gonna shut off. It's just I'm presenting in this hip hop space like till death and beyond. And I don't know how any other way I would present myself as.
Listen, man, I don't even think it's about. For me, it's not even about that. For me, it's about getting to a level in life where I can spend more time on the things that are hip hop about me. Because so much of the time in my life is dedicated to things non hip hop oriented. I mean, just actual, you know, 9 to 5 and life structure. But to get to a point in designating some more time to sit down and write, or man, invest in a little. I'm terrible at beats, I know I am, but I still want to try. I want to try again and again. So I mean, and then part of that is I want my artwork to be at a broader level, and that's what some of those things were for. The purpose of the radio station is to broadcast your sound out to the masses, and depending on the level of a broadcast signal that that station is authorized to use, determines how far and how many people it will reach. But nowadays, that's really not a thing. It's so what it's like navigating the new environment, the online social media, building, and to me, it's more than just building the archive and the.
You could try to hook up her modem.
I'm scared. He just pop in with the extra loud. Let me see if I can adjust this volume. You hear him pop in here? Let me see. Do we got a special volume edit for this guy's camera? I don't.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, you're coming in extra loud. I'm trying to
no,
figure.
I do. The thunderous bellow.
I'm trying to figure out how to edit your volume.
Impossible.
I think it is at this point.
Yeah. Can't be edited.
Smashing the vocal barriers.
Well, shoot, you was coming in at a good segment.
That's what I miss.
We talked about some cryptocurrency, some J. Cole, Daylight, and Absol, was just talking about just rapping and music, and this is a great intro for you to come in for my last topic.
Oh man, I got to show or I don't know if what do we call the segment where we show memorabilia or albums or something from the culture? What are we calling that?
I mean, it doesn't have to have a name.
Okay, well, I'm ready. I'm going to participate in that one too.
It's like show and tell. I mean, that's what it was
something
in elementary school.
Yeah, I found like something. That. The talent show.
We can have a different name for it, because I mean, we was just starting out doing records. That was just the idea, but that was just because I know Meg's got a bunch of records.
Yeah,
and I do.
But I don't know if somebody busted out the CDs. I think I like that.
I was showing the CDs because we was talking about Kanye that day, and I was just proving that I got fucking actual Kanye CDs.
I've got something to piggyback on that still.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead, Wicked.
Well, shit. I mean, technically, we're kind of right close to the normal halfway mark. Do we want to save? Because I don't want to bring up this next topic and we get too far into it. How about we just take a quick 10-minute break since we know you're here? I got the camera set up. We'll go to halftime. I'll play these 3 joints. They'll last 11 minutes.
For sure.
And then we can get to our show and tell and topic. We'll do show and tell first before
All
topic.
Right. Okay. Heck yeah. Intermission.
All right. So we're going to start it off. You know what? With the homie Totalua, featuring Josh Riceberg and AWOL.
I kept it real loose with this flow. You can hear it. I'm just swinging.
Sounds fun.
Yay. It was like a freestyle. You know when you just write your freestyle down and then that's your verse, just the first. It is a freestyle, but you're like, well, I better write it down so I don't or whatever. But you don't
go.
Sometimes, I just gotta,
that's what I did on it.
Get back to
Yeah, we were talking about
what we really about, man. Somebody gotta do it. Shit, it's hip hop, hey. I do it for hip hop. Hey, hip hop. Say what you do it for. Hey, dig it, hip hop. Say what you do it for. Fuck with me, hold up. See ya. It's all about hip hop. That's how we doing tonight, man. Too many mumbling ass niggas, stumbling ass niggas, hold up, hey. Look, I did it for the hip, did it for the I did it for the P, boy, I shoot up at the hip. Understand, I'm just doing how I'm doing, son. Understand, I'm just doing how I'm doing, son. Freestyling, meanwhile in the cut. Total Lewis, Samoan nigga, yeah, that's what's up. Told you back in the day, I would get the buck. Nowadays it's 2 middle fingers up. Ooh, and dog, you can even stir the pot. If you ain't gonna do it, nigga, let me stir the pot. I'm gonna do things bigger than some mix a lot. And there ain't no diss, but you know I'm about to make it pop. Hey, it's hip hop, hey. I do it for hip hop. Hey, hip hop. Say what you do it for. Hey, dig it, hip hop. Say hip hop. Look, I just did it for the nigga. Hip hop. I just want it for the hip hop. See, I just do it for the hip hop.
Yeah.
Totalua.
Yeah. it back, like spinning on your back, or your born day when your mama birthed you laying on her back, legs and stirrups fully intact. I go back even farther than that, to when I fathered you and I had your mama flat on her back. I bring it back like that, like rewinding to the beginning of the track, writing exact what you know about that. I bring it all the way back, like a bra strap.
Hip hop, baby. I do it for hip hop. Hey, hip hop. Hey, nigga, hip hop. Look, I just did it for the nigga. Hip hop. I just want it for the hip hop. See, I just do it for the hip hop.
So Tallulah, Samoa nigga did it.
Listen, I've been watching from the watchtowers, serving just good news. Steven staying away, it's bad news. See these dudes out here, yeah, they taking a life, breaking up families and never paying the price. Not really though, jumping off the top rope, Rey Mysterio, and this is how the series goes. It's the Gotham Light Village, Gotham Light World, and I'm over here just trying to keep my tight girl like yeah.
Haters, I know I got them. I just laugh and joke in their face like the villain of Gotham. This beat hit Dwayne Johnson, dropping rock bottom. King of the ring, you see me, you spot him. Mount Rainier reflects off my glasses. Explosive, Mount St. Helens spreading ashes. No nonsense, Mr. Yuck Toxic. All of us go ahead and rock this. From start to finish, y'all witness a real life genie. Grant 3 wishes. Truth is, this is Dr. by Mac Driz. 4 horsemen riding on you bitches.
It's hip hop, hey. I do it for hip hop. Hey, hip hop. Say what you do it for. Hey, nigga, hip hop.
Where's your ego on board?
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk with my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes. But my controversy problem, it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think I'm out for controversy. I have not been out of the paper since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in all, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name is not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten.
Ain't nobody worked harder, stay busy. The one who walked out the courtroom like Sherman Hemsley. The one 5 shots made him hard to kill. Penitentiary still before the death row deal. The one that said keep your head up and don't cry. The one that said hit him up when we ride. The one who proudly threw up the west side. The one a lot of people still can't believe he died. Black Panther in his bloodline. Book smart mixed with street nigga, this is thug life. The one when he spit it gave it to you raw. The rose that grew from the concrete outlaw. Only God could judge me, tatted on his body. America's most wanted, ain't nothing but a gangster party. The one police hated, then he hated back. The one that said strictly for my niggas, then he grabbed the strap. I ain't mad at you, we straight ballin'. Dear mama, heaven for a G, I hear him calling. I get around all about you, same song. How do you want it all night long? Me against the world, loyal to the game. Soldier story, trap, pain. You can't see me, the vicious of a rider. Against all odds, if you hear me holler. Yeah. Superstar shining right above the rim. Yeah. Juice, poetic justice, man, we loved him. Gang-related gridlock, bullets, should I go on? Might be gone in the physical, he lives on. The one that told us he shed so many tears. The one that said life goes on after all these years. How long were they mourning? Forever, cause you're the one and only. The one that want to live and die in LA. But Vegas where he spent his last 7 days. Now he posted in a thug's mansion. Until the end of time, forever mashing. He asking, are you still down? Hail Mary, what do we have here now? What more can I say? The man is legendary. R.I.P. the GOAT, Tupac, Machiavelli. All eyes on me, bury me a G. Trader war stories just like daddy. Made niggas, got my mind made up. Pour out some liquor, lost souls, toss it up. Still I rise if my homies call. Heavy in the game, ball. Under pressure, cause heaven got a ghetto. Do for love, Pac's like, let's go.
How did we get from this Grandmaster Flash the message to where we are now in hip hop?
Again, you have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door
Every day.
to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over the. I mean, just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is gonna change to we are hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me the food, breaking out the door. After years, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting. You know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them. You know, with civil rights movement. We was asking. You know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? And we shouldn't be angry. And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because there's no one else talking about it.
Oh, cold maker.
Made Dilla or made D, maybe I'll catch hope for snatching up this insane beat. It's an everyday thing to lay heat, and this is no different from the ordinary, baby. My situation sorta hairy lately. Thought orbits are morbid as mortuary paint scenes. Walk forward and bark on 40 flipping daydreams. Upwardly word of my world is what the day brings. The whirlwind of hate from the being won't blow me away. A take from my swing brought forth imported important things that were forced into fleeing outwards with the wind. Perhaps the bounce words isn't mean, though out in public it seems I can't say a thing. I'm eternally preoccupied with music, and it makes you seem unapproachable to strangers, I know it.
Simultaneous yoga flame Hadouken. Symbiotic brainwaves dangerous to stupid humans. Recognize the great things are the future. The rest can try their best to find humor outside the lines of cool flyers of vampire with Brooklyn. Conceptualize cool, real putrid. Smell what I'm saying like I'm pooty. Excuse me? You think you're the shit, you just booty. Gluty. Us the cusp of nothing but a strike of lightning plus a couple uppercuts from Mike Tyson in his prime years. Double up on the metaphorical pipe dreams, then bubble off of intellectual ideas. Such and such is ahead of time by light years. If the world don't catch up, I bet it might just mustard and bacon flavored up as meal time spread the relish and ignorance with labels hide behind it.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Bring 'em on back. We bring 'em on back. Hey, Josh Reisberg is not in the building, but we are back. We are back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, to continue on with the discussion, we're gonna get a little bit to the intellectual side of
Booyah.
where we're going. So off the tangent of the coins to the DOGE, not the coin.
The Department of Government Efficiency. Is this what we speaking of?
Correct. So, what do you have input? Do you have any
I have a
immediate
question.
conjectures?
This is more on the silly tip, but nonetheless, I have been thinking about it. So there's people out there that are vandalizing the cyber trucks, right? And that's a Tesla?
Yes.
Is that a Tesla truck?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know they were vandalizing the trucks, but I've heard about the Teslas getting set on fire.
I think, okay, well, I had heard it was just like the cyber trucks, but is it any Tesla? That's what I was going to ask.
I don't know. Maybe I can look.
I've seen the trucks in the news the most.
Yeah.
I've also seen people trying to change. I don't know. Out here in Olympia, I see basically I like the car, but not Elon. It's like a little circle with that current through it.
I'm just saying like if you got a problem with like the cyber trucks, it just seems like you should have a problem with like just the brand, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't just drive by a bunch of Teslas and then hit up the Cybertruck. Like, I don't think they all. If you think that Tesla's bad, then it's bad. I don't get the whole.
I like what SNL did
in on the Cybertruck alone. Like,
I think what SNL did was they were trying to insinuate like there's basically people that bought that have remorse now. They bought it early on before they knew Home Dude was a certain way. And then, with the Cybertruck being like the latest thing, the people that copped that, like by then you kind of know what kind of guy that he was, I guess. Or at least it was all out there.
Oh, I see. So if you have a Tesla, it's like, oh, I just got this because
I was just trying to save the planet.
But the Cybertruck, that's more saying like, yeah, I knew he was baddie, and I don't care, basically.
Yeah, like
okay, that's what I'm asking.
It became like a weird.
Asking. Why? Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's like a weird political statement piece.
Well, and it's a delineation of time. They're saying I get it now. They're saying,
what I'm looking at is more than just Cybertrucks getting burnt. What I'm looking at right now is
I just want
Tesla.
to be grandfathered in.
What I'm looking at is more than Cybertrucks. Is Tesla locations, like the whole the dealerships or whatever
so
they.
It is a broad attack on the whole name.
The biggest attack is to not purchase them, and that's what Germany's doing. They're just not purchasing.
Yeah,
they're just using their dollars to put flames to it.
Those other countries too, they have better electric vehicles.
Yo, than we do too. I seen the Chinese shit.
Yeah, right.
And they don't need they got shit.
They got regular dope electric vehicles that are just putting that regular ass Tesla to shame anyway.
I don't know if it puts it to shame in the because we're American, so we admire like the 0 to 60 shit, things like that. I don't think it's fucking with Tesla when it comes to performance, and then also the data that they have from on the road experience in America. So that's one advantage that they're gonna have no matter what, even if they let those Chinese cars come in. Do
y'all remember his early speeches or his early, I don't know, like his mission statements? What I remember early on when he was first starting this brand or this company it was a tech company. He's like, I'm going to make the car, but I'm making this in hopes that people will beat this. Like, I want to make something that you can improve on. And I don't think the car was ever the end all. Like, that was just a kick in the door thing. Like how, like, rappers will use that now. Like, they'll start with music because they want to end with clothing or like acting or something like that.
Come on, he's ending with robots.
That
and
car,
home
Amy
batteries.
Space.
that car was never meant to be the pinnacle. That was just a
Sure.
little. That was to get the little meme hype up.
Yeah.
The brand itself is a meme. It's like a meme coin brand itself.
Look, that's
I agree with all that. Yeah.
It's like a meme stock. Like the people that invest long term, like they look at stock like that shit is dangerous. I don't want to touch that. It's too explosive one way or the other, whether it's up or down. There's just too many sways. It's
Oh,
not a
you mean?
stable
Oh,
thing.
do you mean
Just
May?
yeah,
do you,
just the stocks.
do you mean like a long-term stock portfolio holder?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the same sense, though, you're
depends
right.
on where you get
they're
in
not
at.
going to go all in on anything new, but they'll diversify their option and add some of it in there.
Yeah. They just
Like if you look
they know when to get out though. They know when to move things before
sure,
it gets
yeah,
viral.
but it's crazy. Yeah, that's a whole different thing when you bring up like if you just Google like stock portfolios, people have their hand in everything. Every international market too.
Well, yeah, now you have these bots where they'll do that work for you now. It's easier to handle that. I think of them like SKUs. Like you got all these SKUs. Now you got these warehouse attendants that can handle all these SKUs for you. Because back then that was just hardcore research that you had to do on your own.
Yeah,
an insider,
or you're paying a money like a fiduciary,
or you had to be like one of them weird savants that like could read the market like through intuition and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you never know what certain things are gonna do these days. They'll go to zero like fast. I was talking with my son about that. Like you just never seen things swing so fast, I guess.
So, back to my original question on DOGE, the Department of Government Energy, which was not a question. It was just a topic because we went straight to Elon Musk and Tesla's getting burnt up. That's just hip hop, the direction that we go. But I do want to ask what you guys. So I'll actually start with my own input. What's funny is this strategy has been tried multiple times. It's been successful a few times. Well, I won't even say a few, maybe one or two. But Barack Obama actually had a lengthy speech talking about exactly this. He didn't have, wasn't saying he's making an office of government efficiency, but he had a speech talking about the excess expenditures in our government and us paying for dumb shit. Like just literally we're just throwing money around and we're paying for that shit. Like as much as we want to talk about it, like the government prints the money out of thin air. But when they print more money, and that's what makes shit start costing more. That's why TVs is hella cheap now, because that's one of the sole products that they let come through China. If we just went straight to the cost of how much it costs to make some shit, a lot of our shit would be a whole lot cheaper. But it's because we print a whole bunch of dollars, so it raises the cost in dollars worth because there's just more dollars in the world as we keep printing more, which is connected to the whole Bitcoin, Pi, which we started our conversation off today with. Both at least have a capped supply. Pi, I think, is 600 billion. And it, if I'm not correct, I got it pulled up. It's 100 billion, so I'm incorrect. Yeah, it's max supply or total supply 100 billion is currently at about 6.77%, which you're in the next unlock. I guess there's a couple unlocks later on too.
Yeah.
But that solid supply is an important factor. That means you can't, there's
I think another thing that adds to the increase of goods though too is unchecked greed and the continuous nature of like an unchecked capitalism where there's no sustainability. It's just parasitic growth, and profits and boards and CEOs and stocks only see success in blind growth. So you have this desire to gouge, and I mean, I think that has a lot to do, to do with it too. I don't think it's just like one reason why anything in a market happens.
Oh no, I don't disagree. Folks at the top of all these companies, the percentage and proportion of income that they achieve at this point in comparison, like it's not even, people talk about inflation. Oh, well, in 1970s, the average income was X amount of dollars. Well, if you look at it not in what the average person is making, look at it, the average worker per company versus their CEO pay. That's an actual ratio. And where it was at to where it's at now, the percentage ratio has increased dramatically. So, I mean, that I 1,000% agree. But, I think at sometimes we might conflate those companies, because those are larger companies, versus the mom and pop stores, that's just struggling to survive. Like 50% of the economy used to be small business. I think we're at like 40% now. But 40% of all the money that's being spent is going to regular motherfuckers just trying to make it. It's that other 60% that it should be, their 60% should be like 20. But it's because what you're saying, the economic opportunities, they see the advancements. Yeah, they make the investments. Yeah, you might put $1 billion or $10 billion now into some AI and robotics. But that gain that you get and the amount of job elimination that it impacts, you receive all that gain. It doesn't like trickle down to the people that used to work for you. Like they don't get a automatic check. Yeah, you got fired because a robot took your job away, but we're gonna at least give you $300 a month. Well, because of that your robot, it took away 10 jobs, so we can't pay all you guys 100%. I mean, we're gonna give you some money, but there's not even an effort to do any of that. It's just all of the increased in productivity goes to the top, where we've got the productivity level to this point, regular humans. Like, I'm sure your skill level at what you do, a robot, it would take a minute for it to learn how to do it. Like, and it probably be tremendously expensive for it to train a robot to do your job and certain jobs out there.
Yeah, my job's not there yet. Just our machines still require human intervention. I don't know. I guess we could modernize as far as like get better equipment or newer modern machines, but when the tribe opted to create a cigarette factory for manufacturing their own brand of cigarette, they opted for machines that required humans.
Is that intentional?
Yeah, the intentional purpose of employment.
Yeah.
In country.
Yeah.
That's important.
Looking at the job right now, there's certain things that could definitely be implemented with machines, but there's still a few things that require that human touch. And that's what I'm trying to entertain is, with this thing about we're going to make America this and that and more jobs. I hope that you guys understand there is an art form to the AI getting jobs and humans getting jobs. Because for a while, it's looking like it's just going to be the AI taking over.
The avalanche.
Yeah, so it's like, how are you going to juggle that? Because we are still here. So you better have a clever way to have this thing work to where humans are getting that. Because if it is all AI, it's just a ploy. All this
I don't think they
manufacturing
do.
and
I don't think
all
they
the
do, man.
manufacturing in the U.S. shit will be a ploy if they just turn around and start automating everything. It'll be a total rug pull shit. Like, yeah, we got all the factories out here in the U.S., but guess what? We got the robotics to do that shit now.
No, I think the bet. I don't
the
think that
people
they're
right
gonna
now-
do it.
Yeah, the people right now are under the impression that these jobs are coming back. Like they're gonna be doing that stuff. That's what the people are riding on right now.
It's gonna. The only possibility that I see in that is really artisanal aspects.
Hey, May,
But
are you
that's
talking
important.
about like people that I'm not saying but just like people down in your area, like in your community, sort of? Or are you talking about Trump supporters in general waiting for?
Yeah, when I watch these right-wing newses and when I watch these guys in the Appalachia
Okay.
towns and all that.
Yeah, I'm. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you for clarifying that. Because I didn't pick that up.
Yeah, I'm still tapping in all these different mindsets of these communities and these little sectors out here, and there's people under the impression, that this is going to happen this way. They have no idea that there could be a okie doke.
Oh man.
Well, that's kind of part of what. Oh, I was gonna say what we talked about last week, but that wasn't what we talked about. I was in the meeting, in a different virtual meeting yesterday, and part of it was talking about these upcoming protests on, I think, the 5th, and whether black folks should turn out or not, and it was more expectedly everyone was on the same page on this particular meeting. So yeah, that was more about what's going on with the immigration, and also there's a couple other issues that I think was trying to all do some shit.
Ooh, you don't want to. You don't want to change the topic, or you can't really tell us that stuff because it's like the local Tacoma meeting, and I probably know who you're talking about, or what?
Well, I was at the Black Collective meeting.
Because that's interesting,
it's
dude.
Black Collective meeting like that.
Well, I know. I mean, I do know that. I wasn't sure if you were tippy-toeing. If not, though, you should say that. Or that's interesting.
Well, no, I'm not. I can't be the Black Collective.
I know,
media
but what do they want to do? What did they decide? Did they come up with a formal choice or decision?
I seen stickers out there in Tacoma. I seen stickers like, "Yo, if you see ICE, cause disruption. Like, block them off. Do what you got to do to break up that process."
Yeah, but Wicked is talking about, is the Black Collective as a whole co-signing something like that?
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that at all. I'm not the media. I'm not the media representative for the Black Collective, and just I can say that I didn't hear no shit like that in the meeting, talking about co-signing no shit like that.
That's what graffiti. You don't know who posted that up. You don't know who the artist is. It was just one of those little slappies.
Now, what I'm saying is there's protests being built. There's protests that are being scheduled. I mean, there's shit on the internet already about it. It's the immigration shit that's going on Trump deporting people that should be deported and then also should not be deported. Like the way that they're scooping up people is how they do black people. And they want black people to come out and protest for them being scooped up. How we are scooped up.
Right. So what is the tell me, what's the collective?
I cannot tell you. Look, listen. We're on a YouTube live show. You're trying to have me give a black collective decision. Like, I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is wasn't no one talking about supreme missions. We're organizing a mission because that's what we do. We would do a mission. What's the mission? Wasn't no one talking about no missions. And the missions, if there was any, would be, internal. Because, it's just what I just explained. Like, it's the weirdest thing. If you look on YouTube right now, or TikTok better yet, Josh, you probably could get an easy feel for, you can just search probably black support for protests, for immigration, or something like that. You might even not have to. And TikTok's gonna feed you the negative because they're the Chinese operatives. They know what you're looking for. You're American, so you want that spam. If you're Chinese, they gonna you ask for some shit like that, they're gonna give you an equation on how far away motherfucking Mexico is from some certain city. But no, it's a thing right now. It's a thing of folks rallying and requesting and asking and saying that black people ain't supporting their causes at this moment in time right now. Black people ain't showing up for their shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think black people have a justifiable choice to sit back if they so desire. I'm not looking. I understand, because I didn't hear one person say, "Oh, what'd you do? You disappeared those 36 kids in Hilltop." Was the immigrant groups fighting for those families?
Yeah.
So I understand. I'm not here to say it's right or wrong. I understand why somebody in that group that I'm not a part of, but I understand why they would be like, "No, I'm good."
There's a lot of reasons. I'm not a tit for tat. I don't get into tit for tat, but they're right now. What I can say is there's also certain hidden language in some of the things that's going on. That's why I brought up the DOGE, because technically it's not something that's new. People have been trying to search for efficiencies, but when you're doing that in the certain language that you use, certain people hear it. It's like what we were talking about before, as far as the bars. Regular people might only hear that surface level, and they don't hear the upper higher echelon double entendre level of what is being spoken. And I think black folks are hearing that a lot from the Doge shit, or just from overall from the new presidency. And even people that are so-called conservatives and take a certain approach or take a certain side on subjects, but then when that subject comes to bite them in the ass, then they want help. It's like, you want to swim with the sharks, man. Don't come and ask for help when you wanted to swim with the sharks. Like,
right.
It makes me think of when the old black women be like, "I'm tired."
Yeah.
Like when they say that, it says a whole lot. Like you already know what it means. I'm tired. And it seems like, yeah, the collective feels tired.
Well, one side note, they did talk about. Let me pull up my notebook actually.
What you got? What you
I
got?
keep notes on shit.
I know. I'm about to start fucking with these Zoom notes and come up with slides one day.
May 10th, they're doing the Social Justice Bike Tour. So that's for you, particularly May. That's going to be Hilltop. I don't have the registration info yet, but I have the date. I think that's a Saturday.
A cycle event? Cycling?
Yeah, it's not like going to be competitive. It's like going to be more
of course.
Probably catered to the older folks and kids.
Yeah, they really are competitive.
I think
like a peace ride or something.
Yeah, they're going to start at the, I believe, the Manny Ellis mural.
No, that's always good. They always have good jerseys. That's why you do all these benefits and these charity rides. They always, the money always goes to a cause, and you always get a good piece of swag.
I don't even think they're gonna have that level of joint. Like,
dude, there's always something. Even if it's a stupid little keychain, there's always something at these events. And when you're out in the wild and you see other people that have that same thing, that's this whole community thing that we're talking about. Like,
well, I'm telling you, I might need to plug you in with the organizing folks, because I don't know if they are at that level what you're talking about. Maybe they are. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, group rides.
But if you're supposed to have a keychain, they need to know. They need to get the wristband, the keychain, the old school Italian bicycle hat.
Yeah,
those are dope.
Depends. It could be an organized ride, or it could be like a benefit ride, and they do serve different purposes. But ultimately, behind all of them is a cause and promotion of the cause. And if they don't have the resources or the money to promote the cause, guarantee that's their goal or their plan.
For sure. Well, I did have one last thought I wanted to bring up, and that just taken to a different direction, and is the Terrence Howard, his whole findings and what he speaks upon. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Because I listened to his original his Joe Rogan joints from the beginning, and I listened to him all the way through, where he's talking about having this certain same dream over and over again since a kid, and going further and further into the dream, like it's an actual, it's a level in a video game that he doesn't get to play until he's sleeping. And then when he's sleeping, he gets to play the game, but he can only get so far each night. Like, just that off top, just that itself was like, it had me like hyped. Like, I've done that before, but I don't know how to get back to that game. I might have played the same dream game, like maybe the same one, maybe like 7 times max, and then it just disappears. So I mean, you guys have this.
Yeah.
Well, tell me your experiences. I'm gonna fade out for a second. Let me hear what you guys got to say.
I would just say he's describing lucid dreaming in the act of basically you're tethered. Your umbilical cord has a cord, and it's tied to your etheric self. And there's basically your ether self that can travel. And there's a way to get back to your body. You go out when you're asleep, get this information, come back to your body with new information. And I know a lot of his stuff that he was going into, some of the math, they were killing him for the math. I entertained that whole interview too. I entertain anything involving that content. But I realize when he's dealing with the astral plane like that and you're coming back, there's going to be certain things that you can't articulate with this language. And I feel like that's what his blockage is he's trying to convey things from another place on this earthly plane. And I don't think he may have some validity to what he's proposing, but I don't think he has the language to convey it yet. I don't think he has the word base or the lexicon to really say what he's trying to say eloquently. And I think he's getting chopped up for his delivery. Because again, like when we get information, it's just, we want to get it out. He's almost vomiting it out because it's coming at him so quick. I don't think that there's a way for him to convey the message quite yet. And I think that's why some of these scholars are finding, they're chopping him up. I watched all that stuff too, the professors and the ops. I'm entertaining both sides because I do find truth in both and lies in both. So I think that's why it hasn't died yet. Because there's truth in both and lies in both. Being Terrence and the institutions that he's challenging.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. What about you?
I don't think he knows the language yet.
I feel that, and to just go on that in a little different, but the same way is that I think there's something there, and I wouldn't expect him to be able to get it all right. I don't think that that's his job. He's not a scientist. He's not a number cruncher. I think he's somebody that has a vision, and a soothsayer, a visionary, a future thinker. It's not his job to grasp it all in technical language. He's just sort of inspiring somebody to do that in a better way. I don't hold it against him that he's not like able to describe his thoughts in a sound, scientifical method way.
Yeah.
I don't hold that against him. So to me, it's just, I like listening to him just as much as I like to listen to like some quote unquote physics instructor that I equally don't understand, but will just get a kernel of something that is at least just exciting enough for me to just go to another video, or article or something. I don't understand it anyway, whether it's from him or a perfectly read science journal. So it's just two different sides of a science coin that I'm just trying to look at.
Yeah, I love it because for his lack of their language, he did it in the hip hop way. Like he just showed you, and whether or not the models he used were legit or not, I think just the showing, like we're a show and prove thing, and the shapes that he's made and this and that, like if it resonates with humans, that's the key. So whatever symmetry or mathematical expression that he's came across, the point is it has resonated with the math in some of us. So people need to look more into that. Like why are people resonating with what he's saying if it's bullshit?
I also think he has a naturally,
like, why are people rocking with it?
I also think that is one reason is because he is an interesting man. He has an interesting inflection. The way he does talk is mesmerizing. The lilt of his voice, his tones and his accent. It is more entertaining than a normal science lecture.
See,
You know, he knows how to be a captivating interviewee. He's a masterful entertainer. So to hear him talk some far out science stuff, it's cool. It is entertaining.
Yeah, it felt like when stuff can be delivered that way that people can learn. To me, he just hip hopped it. Like he showed up in the hoodie and all that, and I'm just like, man, we just need like Lupe in the college, like we just need hip hopified versions of these studies, because there's a way to get the point across and retain the information but still get it across fly. Like I know more rhymes from like cannabis than I know like speeches from presidents, or like the MLK speech. It's not that much bars, but I can recite like Cannabis's whole album. And I'm like, what is that? There's something about the delivery and the tone. And it's like, if we can make those Martin Luther King speeches as fly as like a Jay-Z verse, cats will be memorizing all that stuff. I would use AI for that. Like I would do an AI version of like a JFK speech, and I would just like put all the new kids slang in there. And then play it for them, and then they might be like, damn, this is profound. Like, dude was spitting. JFK was spitting. But if I read it right now with my little kid brain on my slang, I don't even know what this cat's saying right now.
Because you're gonna solidify it in the ether of the AI atmosphere. You're a fucking AI bot that does this fucking rap with all these new slang. In 20 years, the kids is gonna think that was actually JFK.
No.
Yeah, he was a rapper. He had this bar in 2025.
No, I'm just seeing there's this breakdown in communications between generations. Like we want to work with these people and work together with these generations, but we don't even know how to speak their language. There's got to be something to translate what we're trying to say to them and what they're trying to say to us.
Well, isn't it? Well, technically, I mean, hasn't it always been the responsibility for you as a youth to bridge up to the adults? To mold in, if they playing this old school music all day while they're cleaning up the house, you got to fucking clean up the house while the old school music is playing. So you're forced into the absorption of the old school shit. And I think maybe this generation they don't have no forceful actions that you have to be subject to learning some shit about where whatever you listen to came from somewhere. Like
I could get with that. Because as a father, I'm finding there's ways. I'm trying to give it to the kids how my dad gave it up, you know? And I'm like, they're not hearing that message. Like the way that those words are set up, they don't hear it. Like I got to reword it and restructure it for their ears, for it to hit. And I'm always finding myself like, I got to keep doing that. Like those old rules aren't working for the new kids. Like they have a different update. Like they can understand Playboy Cardi and you can't. And like that's what we sound like. Like we sound like people that aren't Cardi. And people that are Cardi in their lives, like they understand full and clear what's going on and what's being said. So I'm like, yo, there's a miscommunication and like a language breakdown.
I agree with that, but I'm like, saying what's the bridge?
We're refusing to learn each other's lange, though.
I mean, it's best the old folks never. It's best when it's give and take, you know. I mean, time old and new, learning from each other, flowing back and forth, taking what's best from one and adding to the other. Both sides can learn. Old can learn from the experiences, or new can learn from the experiences and the master ways and the traditions of the old, and old can get new innovations and ideas and inspiration from the new. That's when it's best. I gotta go out here soon though and help my mom hook up this modem and then get back to my crib too, because you know me, man, I got the 8 p.m. bedtime. It's almost 7. It's gonna take me a minute to do this. I don't want to jet on y'all, but I don't want to leave without saying goodbye.
We'll leave it. Well, hey, we'll end it on
Want me to do my
that.
show and tell really
end
quick?
it on that.
Or save it. You want
said
me to
what?
save my show and tell, or do it real quick?
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, because we didn't bust out anything.
Because we could save it for next week if you guys are gonna wrap it up. If we went long enough, or I can do it real quick. Either way, it's small. It's in my pocket.
Man, it's up to you, man.
But let's save it. We've been going since you guys been going since 5. It's hour 45. I'll save it.
No, we're right at the normal time. Hour and a half to hour and 40 minutes. We're at 1:31. So this is
do one just
right,
for the kicks, man.
right
Shouts
average.
to Madlib's brother. This is all Ethiopian samples, records from Ethiopia. People don't know.
Got the map on the back.
People
fire.
don't know, but Oh No is
Hold
just
on, back it up so we can see the whole thing. We can see the red on the bottom.
Just because of the there you go. Or
it's your face. It has to see your face. You can't cover up your face.
But yeah, it's
Oh No is as dope. Oh No is pretty much as dope as Mad.
He is just as good as his brother, but he's more dirty than his brother.
Yeah, I agree. Facts.
I'm from that school of Oh No, just you find anything and it's choppable, even if it's like a Family Matters theme song.
Yeah, he's dope. He's underrated.
Chop anything. You chop Scooby-Doo, cartoons, anything. I just brought that up to inspire producers. Like, don't stop sampling like obscurity. It don't just have to be the classic soul sample or 70s sample. Like, man, sample like Yo Gabba Gabba or Blues Clues. Like, if you're a real sound engineer, you can make it do what it do with anything. Oh No does that.
He said, Yo Gabba Gabba.
True. Yeah.
He said, Yo Gabba Gabba.
It's true though. They do. They'll put hella obscure.
Bismarcky was on Yo Gabba Gabba, so for Bismarcky to be on that show, that's a stamp. That's a cosign. My son's 18. When he was young, we was watching Yo Gabba Gabba. There was fat.
Come on, man. You can't tell me, man. My daughter's 18 too, man. I'm in the zone with you. You can't tell me nothing about DJ Lance.
So you know those sounds.
You can't tell me nothing about come on, picture Bismarcky teaching kids how to beatbox.
Them kids went to Tacoma to do that. No, but that show was kind of hip hop. It was kind of hip hop.
No, it was for sure. They had a DJ in it. I mean, he was a little
and they was teaching kids
sugary, but
again, just the delivery method, man. They was teaching kids how to take care of their bodies through hip hop.
No, I fucks with Yo Gabba Gabba, man. Yeah. I'm in
100%.
Look, all right. Look, you see, I got the battery pack working. After the battery goes out, got the battery pack, but this one got a little wiggle to it. It'll be freezing my stuff out.
Well, yeah, all right, man. Say to all the listeners out there, go stream that new track, Talents, on Maydali SoundCloud.
Say that again. It's called Talents.
Yeah, it's called Talents, and I just try to keep it innovative, and I always try to make it sound not like yours. So that's my inspiration already. If it sounds like yours, I'm trying to work on it to not sound like that. And that's always been my thing.
All right. Well, we'll call it quits. We're going to bring it up.
Yeah, I learned that from Dilla. Dilla was like, every time, you know, I'm on to something current, I'm on to the next. Like, as soon as I'm done, I'm on to the next.
All right. Well, shoot. We're going to go straight to that. Talents. Made Ali, we're going to end it off with that right there. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go ahead and bring it on.
May signing in. Thankless talents. Thankless talents. Thankless talents. Thankless talents. Thankless talents. Statements of blankets to make it balance. Imperative times to take the challenge. Inherit the grind from Crazy's Valley. Thankless talents. Divine speaking through the signs. Moments to make from valiance. Thankless talents. Thankless talents. The sky receives deity inspired. He strives for decency, is recently admired. Keeper of the speaker and the tires. Rolling with the sound. Features of a sire. Talents are thankless, and now we make mistakes less. Catch me out in Maui to deflate stress. Brother Lynch's now eat up in my tape deck. Thankless talents. Thankless talents.
Yeah.
Words reach out to the moon base. Stench your head while it walks into perfume space. Keep the funk alive, even after the mood breaks. Rhymes on the regular, the secular's view shape. Shouts to the hecklers, my destiny's too great. Disrespecting me against my recipes, new play. Flying on trajectory, suppression, shoot straight. Rockets for a reference, the optics for the opulent, respect the shit. Smooth ace, rests for me. Receptive with the fluid takes all through the crates. You would say smooth ace. Thankless talents, thankless talents, thankless talents. Thankless talents is thankless talents. The shit I make is balance is thankless talents. Don't let the lefty leave you where you leaking feeble. This the avant-garde technique cathedral. Hit your doors of winter doors, then exited with intrepid sense. New season for views, reasons, and new regions. Welcome at introduction for where hope is at. I'll into you centrifuge. Ego still trying, my cerebral still striving off the lion's mane. I'm lying if I never ride for change. Society's flames for gas liquid. Patterns remain since last instance. Ass sister and an ass kicking a two. At last, my nigga, the magician is you. The written text is statistical proof. Notified physical moves. I'm graffiti on an ice cave wall with a beady on a nice day off. If you see me, then you might say, oh, listen to my CD as the night plays on. Where specific genies never like Mason. Unorthodox, sun scorching hot. They abort the block, bagging up the baggage. Should they import the stock, regardless of importance or not? Till all the portions stop. Thankless talents is thankless talents. I thank you for my thankless talents. I make it valid. Thankless talents is thankless talents. Thankless talents is thankless talents. The shit I make is valid. The shit I make is balanced. Thankless talents.
Where we going? Where we going? Let's go.
Mason, you know, like that.
What?
Unorthodox, sun scorching hot. They abort the block, bagging up the baggage. They import the stock, regardless of importance or not. Until the portions stop.
Stop. Thankless talents. Thankless talents. Thankless talents is thankless talents. Sweet. Wicked meticulous. Giving the ad-libs. Made Alley. I said we were just gonna go into this, but shoot. We haven't had an outro music section in a minute. I think we might as well go bend the block a little bit since we're already on this motherfucker's SoundCloud page. Let's do it. We're gonna bend this block right over here. Back to the joints. Let's see if I can skip to the joints that I like in this
whether intellectually, emotionally, and sexually.
Cold spray.
Time to party!
Yeah. Charge up real quick. Charge up.
We want to click into it.
The idea that ordinary and kind of depictive expressions, these things are vital, they're important, and this came directly from...
There we go.
What you gonna do?
Landed
What
on
you
it.
gonna do? Some call me Michael, some call me May, but others know me as. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Some call me Michael, some call me May, but others
How
know
we
me
round
as.
it out, folks.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
How we round it out, folks.
May, but others know me as.
Make dollars.
Others know me as June Jiminy Crickets, pin any specifics to ease any indifference. Season in the season, like bringing ash just to keep it minimal. Throw away from the spiral, no display from the spiral. Go away, focus, in denial, open space, soaked in safe. If you don't, why you straight? Tornado kick the you, why you wait? You either hoping or coping or promoting or gloating. Vacate, stay safe, soaking in ocean. New pool, new dude, but no shin. Now commence to the usual Loken. O to the old friends, soon remedy visits, lending the efficiency to lean from enemies' tension. A reasoning from beings' invention.
Run it out.
Cast the news away unless the actual proof display is even without it. I'll be okay. Whey protein in the morning. Don't forget to weigh yourself. After you weigh yourself, you wanna be on protein, yo, you should stay yourself. Go to sleep with no dreams, yo, I could say it's fell. Lean gains in a clean range. Heard he rap back then in a sturdy lack. Take shots on the court, no birdie stats. Fake blocks in the sport where the nerves be at. Abundance never heard me lack. Wave conjunctions for today's population. Just another main observation. In the rush to get away, not adjacent. Cerebral mind rounded, not an equal sign. Knowledge bars you seek, you find. Too deep, 2 times for the cause. Your felines be fine, resort to claws. Important so the men sport it, you should ensure it. It's important. Y'all verse hogwash to the pork print. We lost tribes from the God side enforcements. Peace signs for the poor rich and the poor rich. Refined with way more assortments. What you wanna do, what you wanna do. Some call me Michael, some call me May, but others know me as. What you wanna do, what you wanna do. Some call me Michael, some call me May, but others know me as. What you wanna do, what you wanna do. Some call me Michael, some call me May, but others know me as. What you wanna do, what you others know me as. What you wanna do, what you wanna do. Faster than I famished, not one hand slip when writing from the Sanskrit. Wow, such heights from the handwritten, much heights from the planship. Dust mics and crush mics and this. Euphorious from new formulas, dude warmed enough. If you form a fuck's immune system is armored up. It's not charm or luck, artistry in a farm pharmacy left me harden up. Pause for the pauses. Trace the metal deposits and all this. I was healing from the soul with the silver and the gold. Platinum for the rap and caption the sun. Weed to assimilate. Beast on the dinner plate. The beast, but it's been innate. Too many secrets to innovate. Easy quantum on the feet when he's stomping. People watching on, easy option. You can see me popping, he be locked in on. See me with it, see me any day, mini play. For those taking it serious, making a pyramid. Faking a spirit big, my nigga here it is. Bearing the steer the ship, sky's captain. Sky captain, Merkaba with the lines packed in. Fine fashion, mind relaxing. This ain't a pen, it's a rhyme contraction. I was tapped
Many
in.
people assumed that Dolly was keeping track of his work the way some artists do, and that was not true. And others assumed that since he had agents or galleries that exhibited him regularly, that they were keeping track of things. And that turned out not to be true either. So there just was no catalog in existence at the time that I went to him finally with a proposal for a catalog.
Est-ce que les autres peintres ont signé?
Ça arrive rarement.
It's not
Il n'est
over,
pas
folks.
naturel de signer en blanc.
We were just joking.
Hey, that was funny.
We was
I
just
found
joking.
out in that song has a Terrence Howard reference. When I was like, wave conjugations in today's populations.
Yo.
But in the song I said wave conjunctions in today's populations, but I meant to say wave conjugations in today's populations. Just another May observation. That was from that Terrence Howard interview when he kept talking about the conjugation.
That's funny. That's in the stars align. If we can use the proper analogy, the stars align. This is what this is about.
And them niggas was like, yo, Terrence, the waves don't conjugate, blah, blah, blah. And then when I rapped, I did like a Freudian slip and I was like, wave conjunctions. Like I didn't say conjugation.
It don't
But
even
it's
matter. Maybe that's
Yeah, like-
maybe that is
Hey.
actually what they don't conjugate. They conjunct.
yeah, like it's funny because it still matched with the wordplay, but conjugation and population would have been a better fit. But it's one of them things nobody knows until you say. But it was funny. I did watch that Terrence. I was like, yeah, I'm about to write a rap. Because Josh said he was right. It was inspiring. I wrote a rap instantly off of that train of thought.
Hey, that look. All right.
I have
we
my
go-
son's into math too, so my son has came up with certain expressions that he hasn't came across yet, and he's gave them to his teacher before. So I fuck with that whole the concept of innovation and bringing something new to the institutions.
Listen, that was where I wanted to go with that. So I guess before we close off the live section, because we're still active, is that the new ideas and perspective that because we've been kind of tippy-toeing around the shit. We're talking about AI and robotics and crypto and whatnot, and we're talking about the DOGE, which is the jobs and efficiency, but we're not talking about what specifically do we have to bring. I mean, I have my own ideas and things, but I feel like the upper echelon power structure doesn't read the nuances and energies the same level that we do, if that makes sense. Because I'm looking at it like, I look at it as in the terms of the humans still have to make sure that the humans survive. The AI, robotics, and all that, they just, they're going to be having their own programming or whatnot until, we get to that Sophia Stewart level of Matrix and Terminator Event Horizon. But until that point, we should be building our capabilities, but also our resiliencies. And I say capabilities in the terms of understanding this new technology, and the resiliencies in terms of understanding the most old school basic survival techniques, which I know you're on because you sent me an email full of shit before, to look into.
Well, do you think that the AI model has built-in instincts to protect itself the way that we have, like just the primal instinct?
No, it doesn't have a built-in. That's part of once it gets to that I can't remember the term. The terminal velocity. That's not the right term. It's the
So it will get there.
Well, that's what they're reaching for. All these companies are spending billions and billions of dollars to get to it's called general intelligence. They have all these different models that right now they can only do like one thing. Inference. They have the new stuff that is the agental, that's the agents. But the different models, they're not thinking for themselves at this point. They're still an algorithm. But at a certain point, that algorithm is able to make itself better to the point where it can think for itself. And it depends on really which algorithms get to that point first, to the direction that it goes. But it's not, ultimately, it's really once the computer program realizes they're a computer program in the world. Well, we got movies about where it can go. There's a few movies about it. and all of our technology is actually starting to catch up to be able to accomplish any of the movies that you thought of that thought would be crazy when they came out 10 years ago are now, it feels like you could do it. Like there's a movie with Johnny Depp where he fucking downloaded his body into some fucking computer algorithm program. And at the beginning, his shit was all rough. And he was looking all glitchy and shit. It was like showing you the evolution of him being a glitchy robot to where he was making himself better and improving the way he looked visually in 3D, but he was literally a program from a computer. And he was just doing some R2D2 image generation software to generate his image in a three-dimensional realm. But he was getting better and better at it and making himself look better. And it was like that programming. It's gonna have like it's.
I like Lawnmower Man, that Stephen King movie.
I don't think I ever seen that one.
To me, that would be the best for what I've seen so far as movies. That would probably be the best representation, because in that movie, the thing starts learning, and then he comes back to the human, and he's like, "Yo, I got my IQ is like 4 digits. Like, what can you possibly tell me right now?" And in that point of the movie, like, yeah, that coldness hits your body. Because that whole movie, that's all he was doing was feeding it and teaching it. And it was learning like decades and civilizations and millennia. It just started learning everything. But yeah, it did get smart to a point where it turned on the creator of it. That was a really good movie. Lawnmower Man.
Listen.
It all started
listen. I'm just going to read you the Wikipedia.
It was like a VR headset game is how it started.
An intellectually disabled gardener, Pierce Brosnan, 007.
It is wild.
Is Dr. Lawrence Larry Angelo, a scientist who decides to experiment on this guy to give him greater intelligence, stimulating his brain using nootropic drugs. Which what is that? I'm gonna click into that in a second since we're on Wikipedia. Nootropic drugs and a virtual reality computer simulations. The experiments give him superhuman abilities, but also increase his aggression, turning him into a man obsessed with evolving into being a digital being. Stephen King, he's a racist white dude, but he's got great fucking stories.
Yeah, he was hitting on that transhumanism stuff long before. That dude needs his own streaming app.
He does.
Seemed like every book got a movie, and every movie be slapping.
Nah, cause he's got a lot of short stories and shit that never made it yet. Like he's figured out, since he's still alive, how to create a vault of endless material that people can come and grab. Yo, man, I got 100 short stories, man. You want to come and grab one real quick and make a movie while I'm dead and make me another $100 million?
For real.
Come on, Stand By Me was a short story. Shawshank Redemption was a short story.
Yeah, like he's killing it. Always been.
And Shawshank Redemption was in that last verse I sent back to you.
R.L. Stein too, man. Like I just seen he came back and slapped him with the Stay Out of the Basement remake, the Goosebumps.
All I remember is the Goosebumps, R.L. Stein.
Yeah, like for him to retell that story again, and He put new music in there, new actors. He keeps updating the old stories, and they are good enough to be retold. But except now, like you said, like with the technology and the way that they can put these movies together, now he can go ham with the concepts. Because the stay out of the basement was when that dude was interfacing with the plants, like the human DNA was mixing with the plant DNA, and it was making like hybrid stuff.
Listen, man, all the shit. We're at the era, or we're at the stage of humanity to where all the ideas that we can come up with, we can make, and we end up making. So you can look back to the last 40 years and just look at all science fiction movies. We're gonna be there at every level. Weird Science. They made a fucking hot woman. We're there today.
Yeah.
Like close. Like every level, like until we get to the apocalyptic stuff, the Terminators and the Matrix. But we are there. We're at the precipice of breaking through from being the society of humans that can create and have these incredible ideas to the point where we create an idea that destroys ourselves. I mean, we've had the capability for a while. We've had nuclear weapons for a while. We could have killed ourselves. But now we're creating more things that at a certain point the nuclear weapon still has the human hand to it. The Trump has to hit them codes in. Somebody, Putin has to hit them codes in to actually launch it. That's actually how Terminator goes off, is they decide they don't want humans to have the codes. They give it to the robots. That's the point of Terminator, is they give up the coding and the launching to the robots, and there's not a human interfacing. Once you do that, you're out of the loop. You don't have there's no emergency hatch. You gave them the keys. They got the keys.
Mm-hmm.
And that we're at that point. I feel like we're at that level of we're getting ready to give the keys over. We're like, we got the keys in our hand, and we're showing them through the whole house. Yo, look, this is the little hidden closet under the stairs that you can't see. It doesn't actually have a door, but it's part of the they used to hide Israeli immigrants in here when they was doing, the Nazi purge. They was coming through, getting all the like, we used to hide slaves in here in the Underground Railroad. They're giving you the full walkthrough before they hand you the keys. We're about to hand over the keys. We're giving them the whole walkthrough, showing them all the parts of the house, showing them all the shit that's wrong. You know what? We got good electricity, but our water pipes are, they need to be replaced. So they know all the weaknesses, all the strengths. You just got a new roof, so we know, they know everything. We're telling them, and we're teaching them all of our voices and our faces, and how to talk without even talking. You can communicate with facial expressions, and we're giving them the game. And they're gonna recreate us because we got all these rich folks that they really think it's gonna benefit them. That's what I think. I think at some point, someone like Bill Gates thought in his head he was helping the world, but then at a certain point he realized the direction he was going and was like, "Shit, I'm gonna double down." Like if we're gonna go into this realm of robots and AI, taking over humanity, there's clearly going to be people that ain't winning. I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And he's just making sure. I think he's making it worse. I think he's one of them undercover villains.
Me
Bill
too,
Gates,
man.
for sure.
My
What's
thing is,
fucked up
don't
is
be
Northwest connection.
don't be one of them fools either out there like letting other people pump your gas and then you be mad and then you be using AI. Like if you're gonna be anti AI, like go all the way. But I don't like those people that bang on AI like I don't fuck with that. I don't like that. But then be intermittently using it and not even realizing it.
Bro, if you use Google Maps,
It's like, yeah,
you're
like
using
if you're
AI.
if you're gonna go that way, go all the way. But I don't like these people that are like banging on it so hard, like they don't already use it or ain't been using it.
Yeah, most technology has it already built in. I mean, even our chat,
Right.
it's predictive language. When you start typing some shit, it knows what they think you want to type. Like that's all
Right.
built in. When you use Google Maps and you get directions to somewhere, and you actually are driving in the directions, and it's telling you turn this way because of traffic, the AI is getting the information from all these traffic sources and putting it into the map to tell you, hey, there's a crash up 2 miles ahead. You need to go ahead and get off here and hit the alternative route. Like,
Yes.
it's all
No,
this.
I've been hearing that lately, but I want to kill that. I don't like that rhetoric. People like banging on it like they don't already use it.
Nah, man, I don't care. Yeah, you can bang on it all you want. Like, you're not. If you're banging on it, you're not influential. You know, you're not
It's,
influencing
yeah,
anyone
to me,
not do it.
to me, it's like microplastics. Like it's already in you, so it ain't even on you. It's in you, so it's already a part of who you are as a person on this planet right now. So you don't even have the way to choose. It's already a part of your life.
Yeah, now you can have control over the things that you can control. But like you
Mhm.
said, you can't control the traffic lights that have some AI built into them. You can't
Yeah.
you can't control your fucking. You can have a camera, your new web camera that you set on top of your screen. That shit's moving with your face, following your face. Your own phone has facial recognition. All the apps that you got on to put on a filter, you know how that works? Is it's fucking mapping your face using artificial intelligence to map your face and put a filter or a mask on your face. Like,
Yeah, people don't know that, man. I don't think they realize that they don't know that stuff. All they think of is that it's Grok or that it's Chat GPT. I don't think they associate AI with these everyday functions.
I agree. I think that it goes back to what you said before. There's a miscommunication in the generations and in eras. Like even the folks that are on the shit, you know, the youngest and brightest, they still
That's
don't
the shit
really.
that they just call magic when you're like explain Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. That's that magic stuff.
No, there's actually a technical structure that makes this work. So if there was a electromagnetic pulse that came from the sun and took out everyone's electricity and all the transistors and shit that held power, but all the copper lines and shit were still stable, the structure would still be there, but how? Well, you'd have to know how to make some shit. The computer is now burnt out. How do we rebuild, even though we still got all the wires hanging up? How do we rebuild what we had? Can we make a chip?
Can you tell me about your
All right, man. Well, we passed 2 hours for the first time today, so. We served it. We served it. Well, any last thing you want to end off with for the Sunday? So, a reminder too. We go next week. I got the tickets to the Kings of the West in Everett on Sunday. So we're gonna have to rock either on Saturday or Sunday morning, cause I'm gonna have to leave out of here because I got to get on the bus and the train to make it up to Everett. I ain't driving. I don't have a vehicle that can get me up there. So we'll probably do Saturday. I'll text you throughout the week to figure out when you and High Rise what time will work the best. But you have a good positive note to leave us off with, like you always seem to do.
Yeah, just living out in Washington, there's not a lot of sun exposure. So if you're not already supplementing with vitamin D3, just try to get out there while you can during these Washingtonian sunny days. UV meter is like at 3, which is, I mean, it's never going to be optimal living where we live, but 3 is good for out here. So try to get sunlight when you can and recharge batteries. And again, if you can't get that or make that happen, just supplement with that vitamin D3. And make sure you take calcium to help absorb that as well. And that'll be the mood boost that you need to spring forward.
Right there.
Spring is going to forward with or without you. So you better try to forward with it.
Jump on the wave. Jump on the wave. Look, that is your health corner.
Yep.
We're going to end it with that. I'm Wicked Meticulous. That's May Dolly. High Rise. He already dipped out. But we'll catch you guys next week. Like we said, instead of Sunday, Saturday next week. And shoot, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share it with your homies.